The famous Northern Irish politician Ian Paisley referred to the 1859 Ulster Revival as one of the most important events in the 19th century in Irish history. According to Paisley, the 1859 revival was the reason why Northern Ireland was much more religious and biblically conservative than the rest of the United Kingdom and even Europe. The renowned Irish Baptist historian James Orr said that the 1859 revival made a greater spiritually impact in Ireland than anything else known since the days of St. Patrick. The importance of this event in Northern Irish history is such that it is almost impossible to understand correctly Northern Irish society in the 20th century without a reference to the revival, when more than 100,000 people in the province of Ulster committed their life to the Lord and to the work of missions. Now, this number is disproportionately huge for a place of the size of Ulster in the 19th century. An event which changed the landscape of a nation and had impact in the whole world. And it began with a small prayer by a group of Irish pastors saying, "Revive us, O Lord. Revive our nation. Revive our people. Revive our churches. Revive our souls, Lord, because we need you and we are totally dependent upon you." Now, if you know something about Irish history, you will know that the Great Revival took place right after the Great Famine, which hit this country in the mid-19th century. In the hardest time, in the greatest difficulties, they didn't look at what they could do, but they looked at what God can do. They didn't look at their own strength. They didn't look at their own power. They didn't look at their own resources, but they looked at how great God was. And they were inspired by the scriptures and by the study of it, and particularly by a psalm that we will study this week together. And the psalm that we will study this week as we remember these events and we look at the history of redemption in Psalm 67, where David said, "May God be gracious to us and bless us, and make his face shine on us, so that your ways may be known on earth, your salvation among all nations. May the peoples praise you, O God. May all the peoples praise you. May the nations be glad and sing for joy. For you rule the peoples justly and guide the nations of the earth. May the peoples praise you, O God. May all the peoples praise you." Then the land will yield its harvest. God will bless us. God will bless us, and all the ends of the earth will fear him. The same God who did this on this nation more than 100 years ago is the same God that is still alive today. The same God that listened to the prayers of many of your forefathers is still the same God who listened to your prayers today. He did a marvelous work on this land, and he still can do it today. And I would like to invite you to join us this week to the UFM Irish Conference in 2020 as we look at this psalm together and we study the implications it has for missions. I ask you to join us this week to pray together. Lord, revive us once more. Have mercy upon these dry bones and pour out your Holy Spirit on the land once more. God bless you.